Hello and welcome to the MacMost Daily Vlog. This is Jay and Gary reporting the hot news as of 10 minutes ago. As expected, Apple gave their quarterly result. That's always expected. Because they announce ahead of time when they're going to do it.
Well, but
we got numbers. We got big numbers here.
Okay, but the stock market closed.
They announce after they close the stock market. Most companies do that, I believe. Well, for us like Mac people don't care about financial stuff. The important numbers then are 2.3 million Macs sold. This is in the last quarter, so it's basically October, November, December.
Okay.
2.3 million Macs. 2,319,000 Macs.
Let's see. What did I fit in there? My iMac. I think I bought mine on I think it was October 1st or something like that.
Now, unless you mistake Apple for a computer company, 22 million iPods were sold. So 22,121,000 iPods. That's a lot of iPods. That's 10 times, pretty much, give or take, 10 times as many iPods. 10 iPods per computer.
Well, okay. How many did you say? 22 million?
Million.
22 million?
Million.
And see, there's, 400 million people in the United States?
300 million, I thought. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of this is international. Like, for instance, we'll get to the international stuff. iPhone sales, almost exactly the same number as Mac sales. So 2,315,000. So pretty much the same number of iPhones sold as Macs.
Well, and you figure that they probably got a $300 or $400 profit margin on, no, $200 or $300 profit margin on there.
Yeah, we got to figure the profit margins for an iPod or an iPhone are not that far off from the profit margins for a computer.
Right. So I'll take 100 times however many million.
So it's $9.6 billion in revenue in the quarter, which is $2.5 billion more than last year, the same quarter. So that's a nice increase. Now, really importantly here, you got to realize that this beat analysts. So analysts, they always say, well, we thought Apple's going to, I think it was 9.47 billion is how much the analysts thought, and we beat it at 9.6 billion. Also, the per share, which I don't think I have. Yeah, let's see, I have it somewhere here. $1.76 per share. Yeah, that's diluted shares. So I'm not sure, but it slightly beat. They beat estimates on diluted on shares, on price per share. So that's nice. So beat everything. And
so what's the stock price now?
Of course, it's down in the toilet. So it's part of we're not Wall Street here. We're
okay now. Now did that go down in after hours trading?
After hours trading.
Oh,
well, so today the Apple was down $5 a share approximately.
It closed at what? Yeah.
And then it went down right now. Now, of course, it's very volatile. Like I first checked it after I saw this news. I said, let me check it, and it was down $18 after the hours. But in the time it took me to refresh the page, it had jumped back up 4 points.
Okay, so
by the time you see this,
let's everybody here that raise their hand that has Apple stock. Okay, so but you made so much money that a little.
Well, yeah, it's the I think when I bought it a few years ago, I mean the price is still way up. But of course, it touched $200 a share only a few weeks ago. Now it's like, and after hours trading, it's below 140. So ouch. But and you don't understand it because you think Wall Street would, if they don't care about all the cool stuff at Macworld, then they should care about the quarterly earnings and the earnings per share.
Well, but stocks are speculative, all right. So basically, sometimes there's a reactionary thing where people react to news and buy or sell on that. Or there's like a speculatory right now. Everybody says, well, consumers aren't going to be buying computers because they're going to be starving.
See, the thing that gets me is, so I always say I'm puzzled as to why the stock went down. And then somebody who knows more goes to me and says, well, here's why they went down. And they'll say something like, oh, they sold a few less iPods in the UK than they thought. Or they also, at the end of the statement, they said for the second quarter they expect things to be a little bit lower, a little slower. And they always say this. Now, my problem with that is that why these news stories that come across the wire, they don't ever say that. If I see the stock is down 10 points, the headline should be that Apple predicts slower second quarter. Apple didn't sell as many iPhones in the UK or something. But they don't. They give all this good news, and the stock price is down, and it leaves us non-stock people scratching our heads. So anyway, there you go, Apple quarterly earnings, and you can watch it in quick time somewhere.